So uh, the classical his literature, that is of Max Muller, that is of Winternitz, that is of um, MacDonald, or written by our Indian counterparts in Bengali or in Hindi. If you go through this, you will see that the Vedic literature was composed in some uh, 1200. Rig Veda was composed 1200 BC, or maybe 1500 BC, that means 3005 years ago. I have serious reservation about this matter. And made they have made a one thing clear, that Rig Veda was composed some 1200 years BC, Atharva Veda 1000 BC, and Brahmanas by 7000 BC, and the Upanishads 600 to 500 BC. This is their calculation, particularly of the Western scholars and our Indian counterparts, what we read in our. For the last 35 years, new researches are going on, and we will see that this theory has been discarded. I won't go on through the details on it, but I would request you to read on some of the new books on it, particularly by Western scholars, by David Frawley, who first initiated in this thing, who said that, who wrote a lot of books on it. Particularly one book I will speak, um, Aryan invasion is a myth. Aryan invasion is a myth. It means that the Aryans came from outside India, and they invaded India, and they defeated the non-Aryan people of Indian natives. This theory has been discarded. And second one, the date they have fixed by our classical scholars, that is 1200 years BC as the date of Rig Veda, that is also has been discarded. They have shown so many documents. You will see that in Western people, they won't believe just on speaking, just on some similarities, just on some literary documents. They won't believe it. You will have to prove it by inscriptional. Good evening, everyone. Inscriptional evidences and uh, uh, other serious and materialistic developments. They have proved it that Indian, the basic Aryans were Indian people. It is the first decision. And second decision is, if we believe the Veda was composed, it may be at least some 8,000 years ago, not later than that. Maybe more than, but not before 8,000. Opinion. And I won't go details on it, because this is today's not, it is not the subject of the today. Uh, my subject is on author Veda. And second one is regarding the author Veda. Author Veda was composed just after the Rig Veda. If it was composed after Rig Veda, then it has been accepted by all scholars. Though we simply believe that the author Rig Veda, Sam Veda, Yajur Veda, Atharva Veda, that is the fourth one, but not as a chronology of dates. It is the chronology of the Vedic structure. Vedic structure. In Vedic structure, the Rig Veda was composed in a particular way, and it was composed normally for the sacrificial purpose. And in the sacrifice, there were songs, so the Sama Veda was composed. And in the sacrifice, there are so many formulas, there are so many activities. So Yajurveda was composed, and the sacrificial matters are not so much connected with the Atharva Veda. So it was the fourth Veda. This was the sequence from the standpoints of the sacrifice, not from the standpoints of the chronology of dates. Yes. Now let us come on the point of the Atharva Veda. Okay, first of all, we may ask the Atharva Veda. We know, yes, one thing I'll make you clear that regarding the Veda, the original Vedic literature we don't have at least present to us. We don't have, because we don't get any original Veda nowadays. What we get then? We get then the schools, the recensions, the sakhas. That means each Veda has its own sakha, and each Veda has a number of recensions, a number of schools. The Patanjali or Charanavu has recorded, or in the Puranas, they recorded the names of the sakhas are recorded. I would say, at least from the Patanjali's recordings, as he recorded that Rig Veda has Ekavingsati Dha Bahuricha. That means Rig Veda was divided, consists of 21 recensions. Ekosatam Adharju Sakha. The author Veda has 100 or 101 recensions. So many sakhas are there. And Sahasravartma Samaveda. Samaveda has 1,000 shakhas, and Navodha Atharvana Veda, and Atharva Veda has 9 receptions. I am not speaking to the scholars, but for the students' purpose, I will speak that these shakhas simply doesn't mean that each shakha is a different Veda. It is not at all a different Veda. Each shakha means Shishya, Prashishya, Tatsishya, Veda, Sakhino, Abhavan. In Vishnu Purana, it has been written. Arthat, it means that each Shakha means each Veda, the same Veda, only for the difference of pronunciation past. Only there may be some sort of arrangement, difference of arrangements of the mantras. There may be some difference of number of verses on the basis and the pronunciations. These are the sakhas, the the recensions where from the recensions are produced. So each one, if we read one shakha of the Veda, we read the same Veda. That means if I read the Shakala Shakha that is available now of the Rig Veda, we read the Rig Veda. If we read the Saunaka Shakha of the Atharva Veda, we read the Atharva Veda. This is the opinion of the traditionalists, and this is normally followed. Yes, and Atharva Veda, Navodha Atharvana Veda. Atharva Veda has 9 recensions. Out of 9 recensions, the popular recension is Saunaka, and the second one is Vaitpala. We can, just for the purpose of the students, I would say that the Saunaka Sakha is more popular. Saunaka Sakha is more popular. Saunaka Sakha has been commented by Sayanacharya. Sayanacharya has commented in all the Samhitas, some of the Brahmanas. and some of the Arunnakas too. So he didn't make a commentary on the Upanishads because he was a Karmakandi.
అంటే ఒక సెంట్ వాళ్ళకి ఇచ్చేసి ఒక సెంట్ మనం ఎత్తుకునేది పేపర్ రాసుకునేదనా
He was a Mimamsaka and a Karmakandi.
మనం
So
డబ్బు
he didn't
తెచ్చుకోలేదు
make commentary on it. He didn't make
రేటు గురించి
commentary.
కాదే మనకు
Shubhankar sir, can you
ఇప్పుడు
please
దాన్ని
mute
అప్పుడు
the other
అడిగినట్టు మనం
participants?
ఒక సెంట్ ఎత్తుకునేది వాళ్ళకి ఒక సెంట్ రైతుంది అంతేనా
Yes. Yes, please mute your mic.
Shubhankar sir, can you please mute the other participants?
Yes. Please mute. Please mute.
Mute everybody except for the speaker.
Yes.
Thank you.
It is. Thank you. The Shaunaka Shaka is popular. It's common when you read the speak about the Atharva Veda, we normally speak about the Shaunaka Shaka. The Shaunaka Shaka and the two Shakhas, one Shaunaka and one Poippalada. In the Shaunaka Shaka, it has 20 chapters. It has we call 20 chapters. It has 982 like verses and 731 hymns. This is the division. And in the Poippalada Shakha, it has 20 chapters, no doubt. But interestingly, Poippalada Shakha has two separate recensions. One recension is called the Kashmirian Atharva Veda, that is Kashmirian Poippalada, and another is called the Orishan recension of the Poippalada. So why I'm speaking of these two recensions? Because these two recensions has two different types, different arrangements, and different number of verses. Shaunaka Shakha has two Shaunaka Shakhas as commented by Shayana, and there is Padapatha, there is action marks, and all normal what you see in the commentary of the Shayana that is to be found in the Shaunaka. But unfortunately, and speaking the unfortunately, only 45% commentary of the total Atharva Veda is to be found in the Shaunaka. Whereas in the Poippalada, there is no Padapatha, there is no commentary, there is no accent marks, and the Poippalada Shakha was discovered later on. So where did these Atharvavedic people used to live? Normally in the book of the history, you won't get these things. Shaunaka Shakha and both the Poippalada Shakha, the Brahmanas of the Shaunaka and Poippalada used to live in the banks of Narmada in Gujarat. You know, the Narmada river comes from the Madhya Pradesh, and it is finished in Gujarat's Arab Sagar. These two recensions, these two Shaunaka Brahmanas and the Poippalada Brahmana used to live in two sides of the banks of the Narmada river. And gradually, they normally, Vedic people normally used to move from one place to another. And they gradually moved towards Madhya Pradesh. And from Madhya Pradesh, they normally came to the southern part, that is the Andhra Pradesh, and from Andhra Pradesh to uh, that is the Poipalada Saka I'm speaking, from Andhra Pradesh to Odisha, and some Brahmanas resided in Jharkhand. Now Bihar, now it is Jharkhand. And the one Atharvaved is a problematic literature. The first problematic problem comes in the Shaunaka recension. There are there are at least there are 6,000 verses more or less. In the Poipalada recensions, there are two recensions I have told you. One recension is found first it was found in Kashmir, and it was discovered by Richard Garbe and Bloomfield, and it was published by them 1875. And they were not satisfied with the text of the Atharvaveda, so they what they discovered from Kashmir. Actually, they didn't come Kashmir. It was um, found in the Tübingen University, and from Tübingen University they found it and they named it the Atharvaveda of Kashmir, and it was Poipalada Recension. This Poipalada Recension has 7,200 verses. It means the Shaunaka Shaka has 6,000 verses, whereas the Kashmirian Atharvaveda has 1,200 more verses. That is one sort of it appears different, because in the shakhas we do not find so many differences of number of verses. More than 1,000 verses difference is unusual. And next, the third one, the Poipalada Recension, was found in Odisha, and one Bengali scholar is responsible for discovering this one. One Durga Mohan Bhattacharya, 1959, he discovered it from Odisha. He found some Brahmanas of Odishan Brahmanas who recite and watch their um, um, they do all the rituals through the Atharvavedic mantras. So he discovered it and found the manuscripts and started to edit, and he could not complete it. It was completed by his son Deepak Bhattacharya and published from Asiatic Society in 5 volumes. It has 8,000 verses. This is interesting. That is, the one Shaunaka Shaka has 6,000 verses, whereas another Poipalada Shaka has 7,200 verses. And one more Shaunaka Shaka that is known as Shaunaka Shaka of Odisha, that has 8,000 verses. That means 2,000 more verses in a Veda is very much unusual. We have to find out, I would request the new scholars to find out why these huge difference of verses happen for one Veda. One Veda, we can find 50, 60,